Death and Dementia, welcome back. I know it's been a minute since I've done a video, but it's not the easiest thing to do. The updates are going to be worse, unfortunately, like they normally are. And I want to remind if you're going through this, have a healthy outlet. It gets difficult when you're dealing with this every day, and I couldn't imagine if you're actually caring for them in your own home, because mom and dad are in a home, but the constant calls, the constant you're dealing with all the finance and all. It's not easy, and it can get to you. And I'm very fortunate because once in a while, my wife, my brother, or some of my buddies, hey, you're kind of being a dick lately, and then I have to kind of think about it and realize that yeah, I'm getting stressed out and do something, go work out, do whatever, and try to come back. And so it's nice to have the people in my life that will let me know when I'm acting like a dickhead, and that way I can kind of deal with whatever is going through my head with mom and dad, which is it's a big stressor. It really is, and I'm sure you guys know that by now if you're dealing with it. Where we are, dad's in the same place. He's in memory care. He's obviously not getting any better. It's worse. Still doesn't recognize my brother and I. He um, will recognize mom sometimes, and I guess one of the interesting things or really cool things going on is love. Love kind of breaks through this. I've showed dad pictures of mom. He doesn't know who she is. She lives right upstairs. She's there every day, and he doesn't remember her name. Doesn't know who the pictures of. But when she walks into the room, he lights up. Somehow love just kind of breaks through it, and he just smiles ear to ear. Doesn't have great conversations with her, but something in there still clicks that he loves her. And he'll even say that once in a while where he really doesn't know what's going on around him otherwise. So um, the whole thing's tragic, but that's actually pretty neat that love breaks through like that. Physically, he's doing fair. We got somebody in to exercise him a few times a week, which really helped with his legs because in memory care they pretty much sit there and watch TV, and that's about it. And that's a kind of a horrible downhill slide. Mom, on the other hand, getting way worse. A couple weeks ago, my wife and I were there, and my wife stayed with mom while I went down to see dad for a little bit. And when I came back in the room, it's the first time it took mom a minute or two to realize who I was. On the phone, she still sometimes she thinks I'm my brother, but for the most part, she knows who I am on the phone. But that was the first time that she really took a minute to figure out who I was. The conversations with her, and it's at least 2, 3 a day, sometimes more. She'll call and I answer because it's my mother, but there's really no substance. The things that are seem to be emergencies to her aren't really happening. They're in her head, and like I say, it's just a sad thing to watch. Once in a while, she can have what some people think is a good conversation with him. I'll get calls from some of her friends or texts saying, "Yeah, I talked to your mom and she sounded okay." And once in a while, she can form decent sentences, but the substance isn't there. And if you're like one of those friends that only talks to her every few months, what she says, I guess, could make sense, but none of it's based in any reality. And so when you talk to her every day, and or if you're around her, you know that even if she's able to form a sentence, which is rare, it's just not based in any kind of reality. And update on Jubilee. There's I just kind of realized this. There's a drop in um, button on Jubilee where you can just kind of they can't see you. You can just kind of see, make sure they're not laying on the floor. Or really helpful when they don't answer the phone or when mom doesn't answer the phone. And I've been using that. That's come in really handy and kind of creepy when you pop in, but when they're in this condition, you at least want to know why they're not answering the phone and things like that. So Jubilee's really been really good with that, familiar surroundings. Once again, they've come through. Everything that I asked them to get done has been done. The place that mom and dad are in has once again been excellent through this journey. And so I will update more down the road when I get it. It's just really kind of a slow crawl decline, and so don't have a whole lot of information every 3-4 days like I used to have. But until next time, God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America.